sleep again. We've all heard it, you may even be guilty of saying it, but it is a total lie. It is 100% possible to get a good night's sleep on the regular when you have kids. And I know this because I have 2 little kids and I sleep great. It just took a little bit of effort and organization on my part, but if you want to know how I was able to achieve what you might be thinking right now is the equivalent of finding Bigfoot in motherhood, then keep watching. Welcome back to Motherhood Uncorked. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Courtney, and each week I put out a new video showcasing the best tips and strategies to help you thrive in motherhood and build a life that you want to celebrate. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of all my new episodes. The first and most important step, and probably the most obvious step, to getting a good night's sleep is to get your kids sleeping. Babies can and will sleep through the night. Both men are doing it, one at age 2 months and one at age 5 months, and continue to do so today at ages 2 and 4. Yes, there have been some obstacles along the way, teething and illness, but for the most part, they are sleeping through the night on the regular. No, I didn't just get lucky. It took work on my end to make this happen. Now, obviously, if you have a newborn, you're unfortunately just in a season of life where you are getting by on little to no sleep. Hang in there. I promise you it does not last forever. And while you don't want to start any official sleep training before the age of 4 months, there are things that you can be doing to help encourage sleep in babies that are younger, as long as you consult with and get the permission from your child's doctor. There are a ton of free resources for sleep training kids of all ages on the internet. I would recommend only taking advice from credible sources and professionals. When it comes to methods of sleep training babies, I am not one, but I did interview sleep consultant and expert Amanda Jewson in one of my episodes, so that would be a great place for you to start, and I will link that below. If you don't want to spend hours doing research, then making the investment to hire a sleep trainer is well worth it. Literally, how many times when you were younger and you had to get up and go to work early when you were a little bit hungover, you say, oh, I would just pay to sleep right now. No, maybe that was just me, but now you have a chance to pay to sleep. Just do it. And if you have older kids that are having sleep issues from nightmares or for any other reason, you can always consult with your child's doctor to help find a solution. If you're transitioning from a crib to a bed, or you're just having issues with your kids getting out of your bed and coming to your room multiple times throughout the night, or they're just waking up way too early, then I recommend getting what's called an OK to wake clock. So it's basically just like a little alarm clock that you can put beside their bed, and you can set it for a light to come on at a certain time. So for me, that's 7 a.m. And you teach them that they cannot come out of the room until the light comes on to signal to them that it's morning and it is okay to wake up. Now, obviously, it's not going to work the first few nights that you use it, and that's okay. Every time that they come out of the room before the light comes on, you just bring them back, you re-explain the rules, and then you leave. They may come back 10 more times after that. There might be screaming, there might be crying, they might wake the whole house up. It might suck, it probably will suck, but I will tell you this, you need to stay firm and you need to stay consistent, because a little bit of sleep lost up front is going to equal consistent good night's sleep in the long run. Once you get your kids sleeping, then the next step is to get yourself sleeping. And in order to do that, you need to make sleep a priority. It's so easy to think that staying up late is going to allow you to get more stuff done, but you will actually be more productive and get more done in less time if you've given your body and your brain a chance to rest and refuel by a good night's sleep. I know I was a skeptic too, and then I thought I would just give it a try, so I started scheduling my sleep, like actually blocking off hours in my Google Calendar for sleep, and then sticking to it, and I can tell you the difference that it's made in my productivity has been amazing. So science says in order to function optimally, we need between 7 and 8 hours of sleep a night. Nothing more, nothing less. So figure out whatever magic number works for you within that time range. For me, it's 7.5 hours. Anything less and I don't feel my best. So figure out what time it is that you need to wake up in the morning. Let's say it's 6 a.m. and then take the number, your magic number, so 7.5, and count backwards. So you need to be asleep by 10:30. That doesn't mean that you go to bed at 10:30. That means you plan to be asleep at 10:30. So just like you have a bedtime routine with your kids to help them wind down and let their bodies know that it's time to go to sleep, you need the same thing for yourself. It doesn't have to be long, 20 to 30 minutes, and it's whatever works for you. So maybe it's a quick hot shower, maybe it's diffusing some lavender oil while you read a good book, maybe it's meditating or journaling. Whatever it is, just make sure that it's the same thing and you do it around the same time every night to help your body get into a new cardiac rhythm. And then you want to close your eyes 10 to 15 minutes before it's time for you to be asleep. It may take a little while for your body to adjust to its new sleep time, so you can either ride it out and get a little bit less sleep for a few nights, or you can take a melatonin supplement. Melatonin is the natural hormone that our bodies produce to control our sleep and wake cycles, and our bodies produce more of it at night naturally to help to signal to our bodies that it's time to go to sleep. So by taking the natural supplement, all you're doing is you're just boosting the amount of natural melatonin that's in your body, signaling to your brain that it's time to shut down and go to sleep. You only need to take it for a couple of days before your body is going to adjust to its new cardiac rhythm, and your body's just going to naturally produce that melatonin at that time for you. Which brings me to my next point, the blue light. Blue light disrupts our body's ability to produce melatonin naturally. Scientific studies show that we need to eliminate or severely reduce the amount of blue light we expose ourselves to at least 2 hours before we go to bed. But given the fact that we are moms and after our kids go to bed is sometimes the only time we have to get a little bit of work done or catch up on some TV with our partners, I recommend picking up a pair of these sweet blue light blocking glasses and popping them on for any screen exposure that you have from after dinner until it's time to start your bedtime routine. They're like $25, I'll link them below. But once it's time to start your bedtime routine, you need to put your screens away and don't look at them until the next day. If you have a partner like me that likes to watch things or read on their screens while in bed with you, that's totally fine, that's their choice. You can ask them if they're watching something to pop on a pair of headphones, and then to block out their blue light, you can pop on one of these bad boys so you can get your beauty sleep. Now obviously this is all easier said than done. Making changes to your behavior patterns and forming new habits is not easy, but I have an episode walking you through the biochemical changes our bodies go through as we disrupt our old behaviors and replace them with new ones, and exactly how long this process takes. I found that once I understood what was happening to my body and the emotional changes that were happening on a cellular level as I was forming new habits, it made it easier to trust the process and stick through to the end result. So I'll link that for you below as well. And I would love for you to leave me a comment letting me know what your biggest challenge is when it comes to getting a good night's sleep right now. And I would also really love if you would share this video with your fellow tired moms so we can start to change the perception around sleep and motherhood. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you back here next Thursday. Cheers.